What's up guys, it's Michael here. In this video, we're going to talk about the current labor shortage that is still currently going on and have covered in my previous video. So before we begin, please click the like button down below and a subscribe button so it'll help out this channel. So let's get into it. So first, we're going to cover the basics and we're going to look at the positives and the negatives. In the first place, let's cover what an overview is and I'll give a little portion of my summary. So what's going on after starting of 2020 and of 2019, the pandemic happened. So everyone's in lockdown and in a panic. So no one was working because, states and other regulators in other countries decide to all shut down because the pandemic, which has the potential to take your life, whether you like it or not. Some fake or it's true, it's whatever you want to believe, right? But what is true is since everyone's staying at home, they're able to sit down, relax, and think about their current situation. What do they want to do as a future? So as a human being, everyone has emotions, right? They don't like doing the same thing. It's been proven a fact. For example, when you play a game or you do a certain event, such as sports, and if you don't see change, whether it's either positive or negative, it gets boring. Let's face it. Staying stagnant in one place gets boring. It's especially true, and especially true for most people who are around my age who play games when they were younger. When you play the same game over and over and over again, when it gets repetitive, it gets boring. So this applies to the labor shortage. So a recent study looking at MarketWatch, they wanted to see what is the truth behind. Cut everything else out that, it's opinionated or it's really biased and see what's actually going on. So they took a survey, but they didn't really label who they surveyed. So take that with, asterisk or quotation, saying that a lot of people don't want to work because of blank, 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 right? So based on my understanding, let's look into the positives first. And you look at before people were not able to get a job, or it's really difficult because you're fighting against a lot of people who want jobs. And in my opinion now, this is the perfect opportunity to lock in a deal because this is the first time, maybe second time in history, but definitely the first time in modern day technology and society that the person who is the employee gets the leverage over the employer. So meaning is they're saying they want to pay you 15 an hour. Why? Why should I do it? Right now, the stimulus checks and all the benefits coming in is allowing me to stay at home, do whatever I want to like at a minimalistic lifestyle, and rethink my strategy, rethink what I want to do for the future. And when they do that, they think about why should a person go to a job, work from 9 to 5 or whatever time, take a bunch of crap that's coming from either from their employer, but most of the time it's usually from the customer, because the customer, for some reason, has no moral sense of morality, always give the employee the hard time, even they think about themselves and don't care about other people. And that's how it is when it comes to, low-end workplace, and sometimes can apply in high-end working spaces too. So when that is the case, a lot of people think about, do I really want to go back to working at a fast food chain or working at a basic lumber yard, mill, whatever your blue collar worker, some places white collar, do you want to take the crap that you're taking as before? Is it worth your time and effort and money? Maybe you want to try something else. Maybe look at other people who are doing really well during the pandemic. Maybe you want to try to start your own business. It applies to that too. So when I go back in, the reason why I said it's a great time, because first, let's face it, you still need income. Once the checks are, stimulus checks are over and the benefits stop coming in, you still have to find a way to earn money, right? So unless you want to live, a frugal life or away from society, I guess you could do that. Live in an RV van, tent middle of nowhere. Can't always do that. Look at California, especially Venice Beach. Could pull that lifestyle if you want. Not recommended. But what you can do is definitely click the like button down below and a subscribe button. But going back to the original topic, if you're gonna work, you can basically say hey, instead of paying $20 an hour, you look at Las Vegas, Nevada. They're still having labor shortage. And even to try to get as much people in, and now it's because all the employees are getting sick with the current COVID crisis. So when that's the case, people are getting pushed out. Now they raise it to $22 an hour. So if you go in, you can negotiate. Maybe you can lock in even higher, 23, 24, 25. Hey, may even hit $30 an hour. Just working in a hotel because they need people. So this is the time perfect to find leverage before everyone starts going back to work. Once more people will come in, start working, you will lose that leverage. So basically, it's an opportunity for the first time in history for lower end people, minimum wage worker, to have leverage over the employer, which before The employer has so much leverage they can dispose of you and find someone else for cheaper and better. This time it's the opposite. So first, let's dive into what we already know, is the positives. So in this labor shortage, a lot of people, the positive part is you guys currently don't have to work. You have the opportunity to say no by working whatever job you're working into. If you don't like it, you can say no because you don't want to take the crap from other people because your livelihood's at stake. So look at what MarketWatch put, is showing that it's pretty much a split category. There's so many factors, and I'm gonna try to list as many of them as possible. So some people say, especially the government say, oh, in my case, I see it as political. They say the stimulus checks is encouraging people not to work. That's partially true, and that is partially false, because not everyone falls under that category. Yes, stimulus checks allow people to survive and not work, but that's not the whole entire story. That's a portion of the story. And another thing you got to factor in, some people working, but they don't have to work is because they have a spouse, meaning their spouse is doing really great as an employer. They're getting paid more than before. So right now they're not working because they can sit back, relax, and think of a new strategy. And of course, they look at another angle. This is pretty much positive. They can maybe decide to, hey, I don't want to work for somebody else. I want to work for my own, start a new business, do something better. They can make myself become more wealthy. And some people say that, they have really unfortunate circumstances. I'm not going to go into quotations because it's pretty negative. But it's like unfortunate accidents happening with the pandemic. They have to stay in, keep watch of the house, keep watch of, take care of their, daily care necessities, etc. So they can't come in for work. Fine, right? That's part of life. Going down the list, that's another positive one that allows you to sit back and relax and think. Meaning is you want to achieve more merits in life. You don't want to, this is the first time you get to pause and think, whatever I'm doing, what I did before 2020, going down to post 2021, do I want to continue doing what I am currently doing? Do I want to go back to school, maybe get another degree, start a business, find something different that more suits whatever your particular lifestyle is? So that's all mainly the positives. They're pretty sure there's a lot more that I won't be able to list them all because there's so many, possible situations that people are facing. Just think about it. It's not always about you. There's about other people too. Other people have different problems for a majority of everyone else. It's different. It's different lifestyle. And now we're going to look at the negatives. So the negatives with the labor shortage is a lot of places with supply and demand is being outstripped. For example, semiconductors, and this can apply for anything electronic industry. You don't have enough people working. And at the same time, that's also part of it, is you don't have enough people going in and basically supplying, basically trying to meet up with demand. So to try to hire people, you can't find people. So some places are being overworked. Some employees are being overworked like crazy. Yes, you can pay them more or you can hire more employees. If no employees come in, then what can you do? There's only so much robotics can do because robotics itself and everything automate, it takes time. It's not something that can happen, overnight. Just like smashing a like button down below. That can happen instantly if you do it. Make it liking blue. But you look at the negatives and, there's always a winner side and a loser side. In this case, in a long time, the winner side goes to the employee and the loser side goes to the employer. They have to make compensations. So this will change a lot. But at the same time, the negatives for an employer, this is only going to last a certain amount of time. Once those stimulus checks stop coming in and you're looking at to post 2022, 2023 and how the housing crisis is going on, it's going to change. And like I said before, it's about every 10 years. So with the current, job crisis, this is the perfect time to take advantage of it. And I mentioned all the positive. There's not really much negatives as an employee, except, some people are afraid of COVID. If you're afraid of COVID, just take the vaccine and stop watching FUD and stop watching the news media. Just watch more positive things and think of more positive outcomes. Because at the end, your emotions are dictated by you, yourself. Other people can try to influence it, but at the end, you have the final decision. Just like hitting the like button and subscribe button down below. I'll see you guys next time on video. Peace.